My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This is the only channel dedicated to UFC picks and DraftKings lineups run by professional fighters and MMA insiders. Every week, I join Nick Newell, professional fighter, professional model, and ESPN top 10 guest, along with Dan Kramer, UFC fighter, Bellator fighter, Ultimate Fighter alumni, and Jacob Lyons, a skinny kid from Indiana. And we break down every single fight, the betting odds, the DraftKings picks, and we set you up for success. So let's build our lineups for Fight Night Edwards versus Muhammad. This is a very tight fight card with a lot of close matchups and a lot of giant disparities in DraftKings values. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to build our lineups, walk you through why we built them that way, and we'll go ahead and share our insight. One thing to note here is that these lineups are for cash-only games. So I know a lot of you out there may be doing the multi-entry giant mega pool games. That is a math equation and a completely different strategy. What we do here is we bring our DraftKings knowledge, but also our inside MMA knowledge and experience in the industry to build lineups to help you win those cash games. So I'll go first. So I already have my lineup built here, but let me walk you through it. I'm going with the doubled up main event. I've picked both Leon Edwards and Belal Muhammad in the main event. We break all of these down in the individual fight videos, but very quickly, we have 5 rounds to work with. Both of them are pretty active guys, and it is a very close fight. Belal Muhammad is a quick turnaround. He just fought a month ago. His leg is a little beat up, or at least it was in that fight. So that may affect him here, but Leon Edwards has not fought in I believe about 2 years. So it's definitely a tricky fight to pick, but at the cost disparity, 9,000 to 7,200, and you have the 2 extra rounds to score points each, I think it made sense to double that fight up. I also went with Nikolai over Cape. We broke down the Cape or the Cop fight 2 months ago when he fought, and he kind of just showed up, didn't do much. And we expect him to lose, but we also expect him to be a little busier than he was, and he wasn't. So I'm thinking Nikolai shows up. He also had a long layoff, but I'm thinking he's going to move forward, be active, and score a lot of those points. I'm taking what was probably the trickiest pick in my lineup is Gavin Tucker over Dan Ige. Ige is phenomenal. Gavin Tucker is phenomenal. They're basically identical. Ige is probably a little bit better, but at $7,600, Gavin Tucker is a very real threat in that fight and can put up a ton of points in a win or a loss. But because we doubled up the main event, we are looking for all wins on the rest of the lineup. I'm going with Angela Hill over Ashley Yoder. That was a very hard decision to make too, because Angela Hill is $9,400. That is a ton of money, but I just think she dominates this fight start to finish. It's only 3 rounds. That is actually the perfect fight for 5 rounds, because I don't know if Ashley Yoder gets finished, but I do think she's on the wrong side of an absolute one-way fight. And then finally, I'm going with Ronnie Yaha over Rodriguez. Ronnie's just a phenomenal grappler. He has solid striking, but his grappling is just so strong. I am hoping for a submission win. I think we'll get a submission win. So really, I'm hoping to go, 4-0 into the main event. And then if the main event is a 5-round war, I'm going to have quite the lineup here with a lot of points. All right, Nick, so why don't you walk us through your lineup? Let's build it on the fly, break down who you're picking and why.
I'm going to go with the order in which I draft these people. So the first person I picked was Hani Yahya. I think that he's going to get the takedown. He's going to get the submission. I think he can do it either repetitively over rounds until he gets it, or he can do it in the first round and get the submission. So I'm very confident in him. I'm definitely was the first person I put in my lineup. Second is Angela Hill. Do I think she will finish Yoder? I'm not 100% confident. I know that she could. I feel like she'll land high volumes of strikes. She's got a little chip on her shoulder. She's got something to prove. So I think that she could finish this fight. We've seen her ground and pound lately, looks very good. And her takedown defense is actually very, very impressive. So I'm adding Angela Hill into my lineup. Next, Jonathan Martinez, very good composure, very good fighter. gets better and better every single time out there, coming off a big win over Thomas Almeida. Davy Grant, a good fighter, but I've seen him get dropped before in fights. And I think that it will happen again, and I think that Martinez will get the finish. That gives me 3 picks right there that are over 9,000. So let's get a little strategic with this. I definitely think they're all going to score big points. Mateus Nikolai, an underdog. I don't know why. He's amazing. He's great. He's been knocked out once. He got caught. He's beaten a lot of really good guys. He has good boxing. He presses the action. Lineup. Next, 5 rounds to work. Hard to put away. Belal Muhammad. Edwards, I've seen him get taken down before. I've seen him kind of not pull the gas as much. I think I would favor him to still win based on the leg problems, but with 5 rounds to work and a high output and a all-around gamer, Belal Muhammad is going in the lineup. The last person in my lineup is probably going to be out by fight night, but right now I have Eric Anders with Stewart. I like Stewart. I want to root for Stewart. I'm sure Eric Anders is a great guy as well. He has good footwork. He walks you down really well. He has good power, and I feel like his wrestling could be a difference maker in this fight. And if he walks forward, moves forward, keeps Stewart on his back foot, and remembers to throw and wrestles and mix it up, he could win this fight, even though I wouldn't favor him. I think this is my lineup that's going to score the most points. I feel like I could win 5 out of 6. I will win 5 out of 6 or somehow. And I think that this is the way to go.
Yeah. Well, what jumps out at me with your lineup immediately is like you said, you have 3 over 9,000 and 3 under 8,000. So it'll definitely be, you're really riding these underdogs. So we'll see what happens there. So Dan, I'll go to you next. Jacob loves going last in these things. So Dan, why don't you walk us through your lineup? I'll go ahead and build it here on the fly.
All right. I've been flip-flopping this thing all night, but I think I got a pretty good lineup that I'm going to keep unless there are injuries or weight cut issues or something like that. So first off, we'll go with Martinez over Grant. I think he's going to pick him apart. I think he's on a different level, and I think it's going to be a one-sided beating, and I wouldn't be surprised if he puts him away later in the fight, despite how tough Davy Grant is. Next up, I got Dufresne in an underdog pick. I think this is going to be a slugfest of a fight. I think the value here is on Dufresne. I think it's more of a coin flip type fight. I think she's the stronger, harder hitter. But we'll see. I think it's going to be a close fight. I think she's just worth the $7,400. Then I managed to work in Ronnie Yaya. So rooting for ATT. I think, after watching tape on Rodriguez, I really feel pretty confident Ronnie Yaya is going to figure out a way to get this to the ground. And I don't think Rodriguez will be able to survive there. So I was able to work him in and reconfigure some things. So he's in there at $9,200. Then I got Gavin Tucker at $7,600. This is the one I'm probably most nervous about because Dan Ige is an absolute beast, but I think this is a fight where we're going to find out how good Gavin Tucker is because I think he's got a lot of potential to be a contender, and we're going to find out in this fight for sure because Dan Ige is a very, very tough opponent. And then for my next 2, I've got the main event stacked for now. So I've got Edwards. I'm just looking at their record. We talked about it earlier. They both have a lot of decision wins over 5 rounds. They're both pretty active. I just see this being a high-scoring fight over the course of 5 rounds. And one thing I'll say, Nick, as I was thinking about it, so Muhammad, got those calf kicks literally 1 month ago. So that obviously affected his kind of prep over the last month. But Edwards also hasn't fought in forever, while Muhammad has been staying busy. So it's all, I don't want to say they cancel each other out, but that's a factor to consider as well. Leon Edwards has not fought in a long time, whereas, I don't know, Nick, I'm sure you fought, with a quick turnaround. It's the best. It's almost like the nerves aren't there. If you fight a month later, you feel like, oh, I just did this. The buildup isn't as bad. You just feel looser and more comfortable. So there's kind of a trade-off there from the punishment he took versus the nerves. Hopefully that he'll feel more confident going into the fight. So I've got that main event stacked for now. I feel pretty good about my lineup and probably will not change it unless anything happens throughout the week. But stay tuned. We post our final lineups on Saturday.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting card. This is probably one of the hardest cards to do DraftKings lineups for because the fights are very close and the money is not close. So it'll definitely be interesting. So let's go to Jacob. This is when you say last but not least, to save the best for last, all those dad jokes you have piled up for us. But let's go ahead, build your lineup and see what this thing looks like.
Well, now I know that you're just saving me for last for the watch hours because everyone's going to just keep watching. When's the winning lineup? When's the winning lineup? I need the lock of the week. I put money on the lock of the week. So they're just going to wait and wait. And now the moment is finally here for all our friends. So I started my lineup. I went through, I watched film on everyone. And the first person that stood out to me as an unbelievable athlete, unbelievable striker was Gloria. Unreal striker. And I have her Instagram pulled up right here. I actually just sent her another message. So Gloria, if you're out there, please answer my DMs. Nick, if you could send her a DM because you're verified to send me a DM for her to send me a DM, then that would be a big help here. But next I went to Jonathan Martinez. So Dan, you nailed this one. We actually have, I think, 5 of the same 6 fights, but we flip-flopped on 2 of them, which that's not a good look for you. Jonathan Martinez is incredible. I mentioned in our breakdown videos. If you guys don't watch our breakdown videos, watch all our breakdown videos on every single fight because we break everything down much more in depth. Jonathan Martinez is a top 10 guy in this division, and he's going to destroy Grant. Next, I knew I was going to go to the main event, and I knew I was very comfortable in Leon Edwards. The layoff doesn't bother me. He's such an intelligent fighter, man. He's going to score a lot of points. I have money on it going to a decision, but I think he outworks him. Probably wins 4 rounds to 1. I can see Bilal taking a round. Then we go to the lock of the week. This is what everyone has been waiting for. Marcelo Rojo, my guy. I'm so sorry, Charles Jourdain. To your friends, to your family, to everyone involved in your camp. I don't want to do this to you. You're such a good guy, but you got caught up in it's just crossfire at this point. You just got caught up in the game. Rojo took the wrong fight at the wrong time, and now you're caught up on the opposite side of the lock of the week. So Rojo, lock of the week. Originally, I wasn't feeling too comfortable. This is definitely my most bold prediction, but I'm 5-0, undefeated in my last 5 picks locks in the weeks. So you got to go bold. You got to keep pressing. I mean, when you get the chips, all in, double it. That's how you're supposed to gamble. So I have Rojo as my lock of the week. Then I went Dan Ige, the pocket Michael Chandler. This guy is incredible. Dan, we're flip-flopped on this one. I don't know what. I want you to rewatch film on these fights, man. Dan Ige is better in every aspect. So you got to rewatch that. You got to flip your pick. Then I have $7,200 left over. And it just so happens that lands up perfectly with Bilal Muhammad because the other fighters, I think I have the favorite on the opposite pick. So Bilal Muhammad, I think that goes to a decision. He's a very active fighter. He's going to score 1 million points, probably in a loss, but I can see him scoring 60 or 70 in a 5-round loss. So that's more than enough for me. Nick tried to steal my thunder saying he thinks he's going to go 5, maybe win 6. I'm winning 5, man. I can't win 6 because I double up the main, but we're going 5 again. I won last week. It's no big deal.
So it's definitely
rated a monster, folks.
I know that is the problem when Jacob does well. It's just a lot of this.
And if this happens again, I will not be here next week, and we all know who did it.
Did you draw that in crayon? That's a serious question.
This isn't Sharpie, Dan. We're professionals.
It looks like crayon, but I don't know why you live by yourself, right? I just don't know why you would have a pack of crayons at your house.
It's on a need to know basis.
He stole them from the 99 restaurant.
Cracker Barrel.
So these interesting lineups for sure. Watch our individual fight breakdown videos to get a little more insight into each individual fight, especially the ones where we picked against each other. So look at Dan's lineup, look at Jacob's lineup. They pick against each other. Watch those breakdown videos to get a little more insight into why they went the opposite direction. And then make sure you check back on Saturday mornings. Saturday mornings is when we post our final lineups. Things happen during the week. Fights get dropped. People miss weight. People barely make weight. And that sometimes affects our lineup. So check back Saturday mornings for our final lineups. And then check the description below. I have a link to our DraftKings league. Join our league and play in our free contests. It is free and it is a ton of fun. If you're just here poking around, or if you're an expert and you want some extra insight, great. Join the league. Join the contest. We will be giving out gift cards and things of that nature to winners. We're just sort of building it up for now. And then we'll be handing out gift cards and gifts and things of that nature. Join, comment down below. Let us know your thoughts and let us know whose lineup do you think is going to win this Saturday. So we will see you Saturday morning. Before you go, check out the description below. In there, we have links to our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, and more importantly, to our DraftKings league. Check out the league, join the league, participate in the contests, and as we get going and as you start winning, we're going to start handing out gift cards and participating and doing things like that. So check those out. Every week, there are drops on every fight card. So make sure you check out this channel and our social media on Saturday before the fights start so that you have our most updated lineups and picks.